Commonly, statement of the problem is also called as purpose statement. So it is somewhat identical. So the statement of the problem will provide focus for the researchers, and of course it is the backbone of the study. It is where we anchor our study, the statement of the problem or the SOP. It would be the anchor because it is where we pattern all the other major parts of the study. Like for example, um, we will arrange our methodology according to the chronological order of our statement of the problem. Okay, so the methodology is arranged according to the statement of the problem. And also results and discussion are arranged according to the statement of the problem. So that would be the backbone of the study that will pin all together our different research sections and will make it coherent and um, accurately stated. Okay, so it will help the reader understand more because they are following a pattern according to the chronological order of the statement of the problem. Okay, so you have to anchor everything on it. Now we have to arrive in our before arriving in the statement of the problem, we have to be definite first. Of course, I've mentioned before with the research topic, with the research problem, so that we can have the specific objectives. So with the specific objectives that we will do, what are the things that we need to include? Okay, what are the things that we need to write in our statement of the problem? So here we have the different questions that you need to answer for you to be able to formulate accurately the statement of the problem. First of all, you need to know the variables of your study. So what are the variables of the study? We have different variables. You can name it as independent variable, dependent variable. We have also moderating variable. And it will be shown later on in the next slides. Next thing is, what are the things to be measured? You need to elaborate, you need to state what are the things that needs to be measured. What relationship or effects will be examined? So you have to be decisive on the things that you want to measure also. How you will measure it, of course. Will you measure relationship? Will you measure effect? Or will you measure differences among groups? And then to what group your results be generalizable? Will it be applicable only to the locality or to the general elderly or to those elderlies with morbidities? Or you have to know what is the scope of your population so that you would know how to generalize your results later on. So, who are the subjects of the study? That is very, very important to answer. What is the locale? And of course, the phenomenon that will be studied should be declared also in the statement of the problem. So, all of these questions, you have to answer them, ponder on them one by one. Now, this is an example about study on drug disposal. So that's the general topic. So I will present to you how you would do the statement of the problem and how you would do review of related literature on this. So first, you will choose a general topic on drug disposal. So if you will try to look on reliable sources, you will type drug disposal. So you will be given with a lot of results on this. You will do critical appraisal as I have mentioned a while ago. So when you do critical appraisal, you will just look for things that is related to your research problem. So look for improper practices on drug disposal. That would limit from 200 articles, that would bring it down to 150 maybe. And then you specify your problem. Would it be on the knowledge of the public about proper drug disposal? So from that 150 remaining articles, you appraise it again, which among of these contains scope of the public's knowledge about proper drug disposal. Maybe you will be down to have like 75 articles to work on. Now you'll try to formulate your thesis statement where you want to check the influence of knowledge towards practice of drug disposal. So from that 75 articles, maybe you will be down to 50. Now you will going to look for research locale which it is very evident or it is rampant. So look for the remaining articles, identify the common locality. Is it in urban area? Is it in suburban, or it's in rural areas? So you have to look for it and try to ponder with where do you want to do your research. And then if you want to use the same locality with these articles, then you can do so. So now you're done. From the 200 articles you downloaded, we reviewed it according to the process. You're already down to 50. So that would be your 50 articles. You will work on with that, and you can now start crafting your introduction and later on leading to your statement of the problem. Now for this topic of interest, you will have the general statement of the problem. So I have an example here. The researchers want to find out the correlation of the practices on the level of knowledge and awareness on patients on proper drug disposal in Barangay Buhangin, Davao City. So this is a previous study of the other batch. This is an actual study already done. So this is their general statement, following the process, and then they have arrived with this general statement. Okay, so that's the general statement. We are not yet done. We need to specify it in order for us to answer the problem correctly. So based on the guide questions I have provided, you must answer them and you must present it in a more specific manner. So you can begin with the demographic profile, because it is very important that you would declare who are your respondents, so that we would be able to generalize it correctly later on in the conclusion part. So the first SOP here is what is the demographic profile of the respondents. You can look at your articles and just identify relevant demographic profile. So if you want to know relationship later on with knowledge to practice, what are the demographic profile that would affect these aspects? Okay, so will you consider age? Does knowledge has something to do with age or with educational background or with gender? If we have different gender, does it affect knowledge? So if it does not have relevance, then you will not measure or you will not collect information on gender. Okay? Number of kids, married or not. So those are demographic profile. You will just include what is significant to your research problem, right? So do not put everything there. Do not ask all of the respondents' background because we're not doing a census here. The next objective would focus now on your specific problem. So you want to know the knowledge. That's why you need to ask precisely what part of knowledge. So you want to know the level. So it can be declared or stated as what is the level of knowledge of the respondents on proper disposal of medicines. Then also you want to look for awareness. So you might also declare it so that it will be measurable. What is the level? If we say level, it is measurable. So the level of awareness of the respondents on the proper disposal of medicines. And then of course, you want to assess for the practices. So again, to make it measurable, you have to state it as what is the level of practices of the respondents on the proper disposal of medicine. Okay, so those are the questions that you want to be answered. Now, once you have answers to these questions, you might want to look for relationship. You want to look for differences in the practices or in the knowledge. Whatever it is that you want to look for, you can do it or you can test it using statistical tools. So if you want to look for a relationship, you can declare it or state it like this. Is there a significant relationship between knowledge and practices and awareness and practices? So the results will give you, according to statistics, it will give you the R value. Okay, so you can do correlation here, correlation calculation here. So later on, you will know the meaning of these different statistical results. Now, if you want to know the difference between the knowledge, awareness, and practice of different demographic profile, then you can also ask in the statement of the problem, is there significant difference in the knowledge between respondents who have academic level or respondents with diploma or without any background on pharmacy or whatever it is that is relevant according to your reading. Okay, so you can do that. What is important is before you do this statement of the problem, you are already decisive on what you want to do or you want to measure.